There we go. I have not done videos yet this trimester, but I feel like some of you are going to need this. So I'm going to review how you take a quadratic formula that is in standard form, which these two are in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. Remember, a cannot equal 0. Okay, so there's a couple things about this particular format. We know that c, whatever number here, represents the y-intercept. So as I'm looking here at the 5, that's my y-intercept. It represents 0, 5, a point on my quadratic. Now looking at number 1, it's negative 5. This also represents a point on my quadratic. This one's 0, negative 5. Okay, it's a good start. A parabola is a U-shaped graph. It can be facing up like a normal U, or it can be facing down, and it has some important parts. So if you think about me drawing a U and then taking that, like where exactly do I put it, right? Like, is it going to be down low? Is it going to be up high? We know it goes through this y-intercept. We know this one goes through this y-intercept. Is it supposed to be upside down? So does it look like, let's see if I can get on it again. Oh, doesn't want to move anymore. Okay, it's done moving. So what I'm going to talk about today, or right now, is how you decide where this U goes. We need to find the vertex of the U. It's that bottom of the U, or the top of the U if we're upside down. So using this equation, I do negative b over 2a. Looking at my equations, this represents the a, this represents b, this is my c, which we already graphed, the y-intercept. On number 2, this is a, b, c is a y-intercept, which we already graphed. So I'm going to look at number 1, negative b over 2a. I said a. I wrote negative 2 because I'm looking back over here at the equation. So I'm going to come and solve that down below. A negative negative 4 is a positive 4. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. This is my axis of symmetry. It's negative 1. Let's do the same thing for number 2. Negative b over 2a. Negative b, negative, negative 8. 2a. This one's a positive 2. Okay, pretty cool. So we need to go ahead and find the full vertex. The axis of symmetry is the x value of the vertex. To find the y value, I've got to plug this back in to my original equation. And everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put that value. So right here, it's a negative 1. Okay, I plugged it in everywhere. Now I got to do order of operations, which is exponents, multiplication, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. So I'm going to erase this and fix that. So in my mind, I'm thinking a negative 2 and a negative 5 is negative 7. And then plus the 4 is a negative 3. So I'm putting that here. Negative 1, negative 3. That's my vertex. Now, looking at my axis of symmetry, I'm going to take this y-intercept. I'm going to reflect it over. So before I finish the next one, let's just do a brief overview of standard form. C is your y-intercept. Very easy to plot. Negative b over 2a is going to find my axis of symmetry, which is the dotted line that's going to cut my parabola directly in half. Once I have my vertex and my axis, once I have my axis of symmetry, I take that x number and I plug it into my original equation. So that's where I'm at on number 2. Y equals 2. Instead of the x, I'm going to put this 2 from here, my axis of symmetry, minus 8. There's another x. And solve this using your order of operations. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times that 2 is 8. So in my mind, I say 8 plus 5 is 12. Actually, it's 13. And 13 minus 16 is a negative 3. I'm going to put this up here. That gives me my whole entire vertex. So over 2, up 3. Okay, once I have my vertex and my y-intercept, I know that my u is going to reflect over this y-axis. So if this is 2 away from my axis of symmetry, this is 2 away from my axis of symmetry. So the reason this one is pointing up is because your a is positive. The reason why this one is pointing down is because my a is negative 2. So this is a review. I don't know if you guys want to take it and try to do number 3 on your own, or maybe you've been assigned big ideas, but that's standard form.